Hello and welcome back to the Quad Life. Well, having a high-level spinal cord injury, or really any kind of major disability, is not cheap. So I remember that as a kid, my mom had to watch every penny that was spent so that I would not hit my $1 million lifetime capacity before I reached 18. And at some point along the lines, my insurance changed so that it ended up being a $2 million capacity. And by the time I was 18, we had gone just under that amount of $1 million, which in 15 years of life as quadriplegic at that time, that was pretty good. Well, now, thankfully, insurance companies can't have lifetime caps on their funds. If so, I probably would have hit mine a long time ago. So, some of this may seem like odd items to those of you that might be in Canada or somewhere in Europe that have some kind of different funding systems. But here in the U.S., the main medical funding is through private insurance that you get through an employer or parent's employee and employer, in my case, and some government funding through Medicaid or Medicare and programs such as that. And what I do is a hybrid system of insurance through my dad's employer and also Medicare, I think it is. I always get too confused with Medicare and Medicaid. But right now, I am going through a change through one of my resources, I guess you can say. So, my daytime caregivers have been getting funded through a program in Iowa that is called CDAC, which is short for Consumer Directed Attendant Care. And that is ending here, I believe, in 2026. So since December of 2024, I have been starting or working on switching to the replacement program for CDAC called CCO, which is Consumer Credit Organization, or something like that. Anyway, either way, it's an alphabet soup of different acronyms and different services. Well, we are nearly into November now, so I've been working on this for almost a year. And guess what? We're still not switched over. So I've had twice now that all 5 of my people or helpers that are currently on the CDAC program have had to fill out a large packet of information, giving all their details, their background checks, and all that done. It's had to been gone through twice, and then something else messed up, and they had to sign more stuff. And also in the meantime, we realized that I should have had a packet for myself that needed to go in before their stuff. So I got one packet of info, I filled that out, and then realized, oh, I needed something different yet. And so as of this recording, that is supposedly in the mail towards me. And as soon as I get it, I need to get it filled out and get back, because the program was supposed to take over in November. Well, that isn't happening, and now we got it shoved back that it's supposed to in January. But at this point, I am not really holding my breath to see if that's going to happen. Besides, if I did want to hold my breath, then I need to turn off the diaphragm pacemaker as well. So these are paperwork and really nightmares that we go through all the time. Those of us that are used to having medical needs and caregivers and all that. Thankfully, it works out okay when everything is finished, but it's just a pain to get it going, to say the least. And as I said earlier, I know that places like Canada and much of Europe has a system where the government just pays for everything, and that you don't need to have all these different hoops, at least that I know of. However, that system isn't great either, as anything government funded wants to make sure it's as cheap as possible. And I've heard many stories in Canada and a little bit in Europe where persons like myself that need a lot of care and don't necessarily, quote, give back to the system, what we cost are deemed to not need care and are just very strongly encouraged to be euthanized instead. So that is unfortunately what the government system turns into. That, well, they look at the money and that's it. So that also is not a great system to look at. It has all kinds of horror stories also. What is a great system? I don't really know what the solution is for that. The hybrids work okay, but getting it all done, and especially for those that aren't able to work, getting insurance that way is difficult as well. So they can't say I have a real good solution, but I just keep going with what we have for now. So that's what I have for this week, at least today. So thank you again for watching, and talk to you again soon. Bye for now.